Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a different kind of video. Now, as you all know, I am a very big music person, and I'm a very big metalhead, but most of my love for metal, it stems from a lot of rock, mainly radio rock, like, Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace, Chevelle, and a bunch of other bands. I don't know, like Fuel with their album. I don't remember, but it had Hemorrhage on it. That was a really, really good song. I believe Barely Human or something like that. But speaking of those bands, I wanted to do a ranking of a band that I hold close to my heart and which prompted me to get into heavier music, the aforementioned 3 Days Grace. I have 5 of their now 7 albums, like as physical CDs. The only ones I don't own are 2018's The Outsider and 2022's Explosion, mainly because it'll spoil the ranking, but let me, yeah, so I own everything from the debut up to Human, and I will go ahead and begin my ranking. I want to put a disclaimer out there that I'm not saying no one can like these albums, because everyone is entitled to their opinion, and this is just my opinion. So, with that being said, let's get straight into the ranking. Coming in at dead last, unfortunately, is going to be their most recent album, 2022's Explosions. This is not good. Oh my god. Where do I even begin with this? I didn't listen to any of this album outside of the one single, Lifetime, the first single that they released to promote this album, and oh my god, it is not good. I don't know what it is about this single or just the sound of the song, but it drove me away completely from listening to Explosions. I don't know what it is, but the sound of the song, maybe it's the guitar tone, or maybe it's Matt's voice. That'll be a recurring theme throughout this video. I just, I don't know. I don't think it's a good album, mainly stemming from the fact that listening to Lifetime really deterred me away from wanting to listen to the album, so I'm putting it dead last here. Number 6 is going to be 2018's Outsider. Oh man, same case here. Though I did listen to more, I did listen to more of the album. Then again, it's the same case with Explosions. It is not a very good album. I heard The Mountain when it was being promoted. I thought it was an alright single, but once again, like I'm gonna keep referencing Explosions. It deterred me from listening to the album, but I did eventually listen to about half of it, or I got through some parts. I think I got to the song after, I think maybe track 4 or 5. I don't exactly remember, but I couldn't listen to it because it just wasn't very good. It's definitely a step up. Definitely a step up from Explosions. It's just, I don't know. I'll have to talk about it when the next pick comes in, but or one of the next albums comes in. But Outsider is my number 6. Now we get into my first physical copy from 3 Days Grace, and it's unfortunate because it is Transit of Venus. Transit of Venus was the last album that Adam Gontier was on before he left in 2013 for his project Saint Asonia, which is far better than modern 3 Days Grace. It's still butt rock, like radio rock, but it's butt rock that I enjoy. Unfortunately, I don't enjoy this album. Adam's voice doesn't sound as inspired on this thing. And I was re-listening to it, I was re-listening to both Life Starts Now and Transit of Venus, for this ranking. because I know the first two albums and Human like the back of my hand. I didn't remember anything notable about this album. The only real song that I really care for on here is Chalk Outline and maybe The High Road, but other than that, I when I was re-listening to it, I couldn't get past Operate, which is the fourth song on here. I was about halfway through it when I decided to turn it off and put it back in its case. Unfortunately, it's not a good album. At least in my eyes, it's not the best. Though the album, or like, if you get rid of the slipcase, this looks fucking badass though. Like the fucking inside of it too. I really enjoy. The back is nothing special, but I really enjoy this. I think it's pretty dope. But yeah, Transit of Venus unfortunately comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Human, the 2015 album with Matt Walst on vocals. This is his first feature, his first vocal, this is the album he was featured on first. When Adam Gontier left and Matt was brought on, this is the first album that he was on. This is, admittedly, I was going to put this with Outsider and Explosions and have, originally this was going to be the album that Transit of Venus and this were going to switch. I was mainly going to keep, we'll keep it in album order, but I found this album a lot more interesting. I'm going to say this now. Matt Walst, his voice just doesn't suit 3 Days Grace. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying, like, if he was if he was brought into the band and then the band changed their name, or if they just went, like I said, if they went under a different name that wasn't 3 Days Grace or tied to this at all, then it would be great. I mean, like, songs like Painkiller, Fallen Angel, I Am Machine, The End Is Not the Answer. These are great songs. But being labeled as 3 Days Grace, Matt doesn't fit the 3 Days Grace name. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. But yeah, number 4 is going to be Human. Now, these next 3, they're very, I don't want to say interchangeable. Number 2 and number 1 are super interchangeable. But when it comes to this album, it's not. But I will say this is one of my favorite 3 Days Grace albums now. And that is Life Starts Now. I was re-listening to this morning, like an hour or two ago. And I can safely say that this album is a banger. Hold on, let me show this. I didn't show the folds like I did on Transit of Venus. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Life Starts Now. Pretty cool artwork. I mean, and yeah, solid songs on here. It's the album opener, Bitter Taste, is a very good song. I really enjoy that. Break and The Good Life were the singles for this album. And I think those were the only two. I'm not too sure. Maybe World So Cold. But there are some really good hidden gems on here, like Bully, Last to Know, No More. Although this is number 3, there is one song that I would definitely cut from the album. It's not a bad song by any means. I think it just doesn't fit the album. And that song is Without You. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't really see it as... It's more of a decent song than an alright song. My definition of decent and alright are completely different from each other, but... Yeah, I think it's a really good album. A lot of really good bangers. World So Cold, Lost in You, Someone Who Cares is a very good song, and the ending track, Life Starts Now, is a very, I think it's a very solid, closer to the album. Number 3, Life Starts Now. Now, number 2 and number 1, like I said, are interchangeable, and I really, really don't know what I want to have as my number 1 and number 2. Because if I put, let's say if I chose, I don't know, but I don't know. It's really hard to pick my number 1 because I love both of these albums to death. But I think number 2 is gonna have to go to, it's gonna have to go to this self-titled debut. This album is amazing. I love everything about it. Like I said, it's a debut. This is when they were a 3-piece with just Adam playing guitar. I don't remember the other members' names at this point, but this is before they had Barry the guitarist. Though he was in the Just Like You music video. They were only a 3-piece at this point. Songs like I said, Just Like You, I Hate Everything About You being the big single from this album, and Home, those are the 3 singles. Very good songs. But then you get down to the deeper cuts like Scared, Let You Down, Now or Never, Born Like This. Especially Now or Never and Let You Down. Those are probably my 2 favorite songs from this album. I just love everything about this. And the fucking album art too. It's a very, 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 very good. Very, very good. Yeah, just everything about this album is incredible. So yeah, number 2, the self-titled debut. Which leaves only one album to be number 1. And number 1 is 1X. This is their second album. Pretty obvious pick, but this is just their best album. Their first 2 albums are like S-tier albums, but this is where they really got on the map. Especially with songs like Pain, Animal I Have Become, Never Too Late, Riot being a really heavy banger, Get Out Alive is a great song. Time of Dying is a fucking S-tier song. Gone Forever, Over and Over, Let It Die. I can name every song on this album. This is a very, very important album to me. It's a very, very good album. 3 Days Grace is definitely one of those bands for me. I don't want to say nostalgia purposes, but going back and listening to these first 2 albums, it's gonna be first 3 now because Life Starts Now is a freaking great album. But yeah, everything about 1X just resonates with me. I think some might say overrated, but this is definitely the gem of their catalog outside of the first album. And yeah, it's all over 1X. I literally named every song off this album. It's a fucking masterpiece of an album. I give it like a solid 9.5 out of 10. But yeah, it's very, very awesome. And with that, the album ranking is done. But I will announce my next album ranking. I definitely want to do more of these videos because I love talking about music. And this will, especially my next mainly music-heavy videos, because I want to start talking about music more because that is like my, outside of, the Thomas content that I do, because I haven't really shown anything off. Though I am working on a short film, teasers on Twitter. Music is like my first love, absolutely. Like I have a order from Season of Mist Records coming either on Monday. I think that's like the estimated delivery date is Monday the 18th. And I want to show those albums off because I am very excited. But the next album ranking that I do will be of one of my favorite bands, Breaking Benjamin. Oh boy, this is going to be a very fun one, but very hard album ranking because they have a very solid catalog. They only have 6 albums, 7 if you include Aurora, their acoustic sort of album. That'll be on there. Don't expect me to rank it very high though. Spoilers. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any other bands for me to rank, please please put them down in the comments below and tell me what you think of this video. If you want to see more of it, I'm definitely going to do more of it. But yeah, that's the album ranking done. I hope you enjoyed. See you guys later.